to Blackhawks Hockey Central. I am your host, Joe Vitali, as with me always, most of the time, Skoks. And today we've got some big news
Hmm.
and a bunch of signings. And we'll get the small fish out of the way, and then we'll get to the main course.
Right.
Some also little Blackhawks tidbits, including one Thomas Hawkes. So around for that news. So right now, Alexei Lafreniere, he re-signs with the New York Rangers. 3 years, I want to say.
It
2 years.
was 2 years,
Two
right?
years, $2.325 million. Um, he hasn't really been working out as well as they would have liked.
Hmm.
The Rangers, that is. That the kid line, that third line had some good play during the season, but then they broke it up again.
Yeah.
So that was Lafreniere, Kako, and Philip Hedel.
Yep.
So maybe the Rangers, that is, want to put that line back together and maybe get Alexei Lafreniere some better, uh, play time, some better
Hmm.
line mates,
Yeah.
and just some consistency. I think he kind of lacked consistency.
Hmm.
Like, of course, in his play he did, but like I don't think Gerard Gallant was doing him any favors with, he'd put him with Chris Kreider, he'd put him with
Right.
Artemi Panarin. He was like, okay, dude, like get this guy some line mates, and then
Yeah.
let's just see what he is because,
Hmm.
oh, is he a finisher? It doesn't really seem that way. Is he
Hmm.
more of a disher? That's what it seems like to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll get him on a line with some finishers, like a Philip Hedel. That's why the kid line had so much success.
Hmm.
So I think if the Rangers can nail him down with some better line mates, some solid line mates, some
Hmm.
consistent line mates, he might be able to maybe get a little bit more money, a little bit more term, and just work out and be a better player, the player that the Rangers need him to be.
Right.
And
Oh. Hmm.
another young guy who RFA, it's not official yet on Cap Friendly, but
Hmm.
according to Elliot Friedman, it is, and I trust him the most. So
Hmm.
Evan Bouchard, 2 years at $3.9 million.
Yeah.
And so during the playoffs, he was the guy. He was their power play quarterback,
Hmm.
and he showed some really good prowess at that offensive defenseman role.
Yeah.
And he wasn't just stapled to Leon Draisaitl or Connor McDavid. So it's not like, oh well, yeah, of course he went sicko mode because he was with Connor McDavid, the best player in the league.
Hmm.
So I think he has that uh, individual skill that he
Hmm.
can show to be that good offensive defenseman.
Yeah. And it's weird with the Oilers, right? Because they do have Darnell Nurse still there. They brought in Matthias Ekholm through the trade with the Nashville Predators, and then Evan Bouchard obviously took a step in the offensive zone. Hey, that's great for McDavid, right? Like I'm rooting for the Oilers here to make some noise. Like we're what is it? Like 8 9 years going into McDavid's career so far, and I mean, they haven't even made it to the conference finals, and it's like you guys really got to make a step, right?
Yeah, they
I'm
need to figure out their goaltending for sure.
Goaltending has been probably the biggest issue with
Yeah,
them the last few years, but
or
hey,
maybe like their bottom six depth as well.
right, yeah, it's just not consistent, right? But if you're building with Bouchard, Ekholm, you brought in. Love his game. I love his game. He's
Yeah.
a just a sneaky player, man. And then you still have Darnell Nurse back there, but I want to see them make some noise. So that's good for Bouchard, though. That's that's great.
Yeah, in my bracket for the playoffs last season,
Right.
the bracket challenge through NHL, the NHL.com app,
Hmm.
I had my finals were the Oilers and the Bruins. Did not
Really?
work out. It did not work out.
No,
So,
no, no.
um, yeah, I would like to see the Oilers be a little bit better and win some things here.
Yeah, definitely. Hmm.
And then moving on, we've got Darren Radish,
Hmm.
the defensive brother of Taylor Radish,
Yep.
Blackhawks legend.
Hmm.
He signed a one-way deal, 2 years with the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah.
So he is, he's been doing a really good job in the AHL.
Yep.
Actually,
Hmm.
I believe the Blackhawks had him.
Really?
I am pretty sure he was on the uh, the Blackhawks for a while, and then the Hawks just let him go. Yeah, here we go.
Oh,
So he was undrafted,
okay.
signed by signed his entry level 18-19, 19-20. Stan
Hmm.
Bowman.
Oh,
Sorry,
geez.
he who shall not be named.
Right.
So he signed his ELC back in 18-19,
Wow.
and then went to the Rangers, played with the Hartford Wolfpack, it looks like, after that, and then went to the Tampa Bay Lightning, where he will
Hmm.
remain. And, they've lost, I think the Lightning have lost some of their defensive depth.
Right.
So I think Darren Radish as a seventh.
Hmm.
That's where I probably see him sliding in, or like a six, so 6, 7.
Hmm.
Um, so good for him getting his money, gonna get some playing time with an elite team that brings out the best in their players.
Yeah. Um, Funny thing, just taking a look at their D D pairs, right? Former Hawks legend Calvin DeHaan, they brought in.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, I forgot about that.
yeah, for 1 year, 32 years old now. But boy, oh boy, was he solid that 1 year that he really just came on the scene for us on the Hawks. I mean, he was solid as can be. Calvin DeHaan. Obviously, he's probably not going to play at that level for them. Probably just a veteran depth guy if they need to bring him in. Zach Bogosian, Hedman, obviously, Chernak, Sergachev, Hayden Fleury, 27 years old. That's an interesting name to have for depth. That's interesting. And Darren Radish, yeah. So getting the work done over there in Tampa.
Yeah, they've got. Oh, they also signed Austin Watson to a PTO.
Right, right.
So he was on the Ottawa Senators last season.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to say he was on the Nashville Predators before that, but he's bounced around a bunch.
Yeah.
Tough guy. He'll be good depth for them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm just checking out their forward group here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kucherov, Point, Stamkos, Sorelli, Paul, Jeannot, Sheary, Hagel, Archibald, Asamont, Glendening, Brown, Logan Brown,
Mm-hmm.
and Alex Barry-Boulet.
Ooh,
Um,
off of waivers.
Off of waivers. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he went to I think, in fact, the Seattle Kraken picked him up off waivers.
Okay.
So I'm
Wow.
pretty sure, like, uh, Tampa tried to sneak him down to the AHL, and
Mm-hmm.
Seattle was like, "Nope, he's ours." And then they had to put him. They tried to sneak him down to Coachella Valley, And the
Mhm.
Tampa Bay Lightning were like, "Nope, we want him back."
Yeah.
So it's a funny career path for Alexander Barry Boulay.
Mhm. It's interesting, right? They're like a bottom 6 type of depth, right? Nick Paul still there. Cool player, cool player. Luke
Yeah,
Glendening, he's been around a while.
he has been around a while. Most
Wow. Third,
recently with Dallas, I want to say.
yeah. I believe the Red Wings also for a while. 30,
Oh yeah,
34 years
yeah. He
old.
was
Yeah.
major.
Face off guy.
Yeah,
Big face off guy.
big. Yeah, he can play all forward positions as well,
Yeah,
which is nice to have.
definitely. Um, really quick on Anthony Sorelli. I
Yeah,
mean, this has got to be maybe in like a top 5 rankings of most underrated NHL players currently. I mean, this guy is a baller. I mean, he's 26 now, but he's been part of how many cup runs? I believe he was there for all 3, if I'm
yeah. He might have even
correct.
been back there in.
Or
No, not quite.
or 2, I
Signed
mean,
his
yeah.
ELC 16,
Yeah.
17. I thought that he was going to.
Mhm.
He might have been in that 15 cup, but just barely missed it.
Yeah. But
But he's been there ever since. So
yeah, I don't know, like, but like he's just been under the radar um most most years, and I can't find his regular season points for some reason. Um
352 games played, 188 points, never gone above 50, which
oh, I
isn't,
see where it is. Okay, yeah.
and then, I mean, 98 playoff games for 40 points. So he's
Right, right.
he's lighting the lamp and he's
Yeah.
contributing in the playoffs, which is obviously the most important.
Right, right.
And
I
then
yeah.
defensively sound,
Yeah.
uh, really, really good on the defensive side of the puck, and loves really good at taking faceoffs. So
Yep. It's he's a cool player, and I just don't think that we hear enough about him, right?
no,
Um
you don't.
yeah. No, but cool player, Anthony Cirelli. And the big ticket signing of the evening on Wednesday afternoon here is Mr. Toronto, Austin Matthews.
Austin Matthews. Is he going to Phoenix or is he going to Arizona? No. Is he going to
No,
the Los Angeles Kings? No. Is he coming to the Chicago Blackhawks? No. $13.25 million, 4 years. He is staying in Toronto.
right, right. Uh, I think we were all expecting this, right? I mean, 4 years, so that's interesting, right? They're not tagging on like a long term, like a 6 to 8 year, right? But it'll be interesting to see what they do with that, and they give him the big ticket contract. That makes me think about what's going to happen with Nylander now.
Got to
Um,
be gone.
yeah.
He's got. I mean, I seriously, I don't. Right now, they're
Hmm.
they're still like almost $3 million over the cap with their LTIR money.
Right. Hmm.
Um, and I'm pretty sure William Nylander wants $10 million,
Wow.
uh, which I don't think he's worth.
No. No.
And then if you add that $10 million to it, you're gonna have Matthews 13.25, Tavares at 11, Marner at 11,
Wow.
Nylander at 10. Like
Yeah.
you,
It's
you just you can't have that.
no.
So that's over 50% of your cap in 4 guys.
It's not going to work, man.
It there's no way around it.
Yeah.
He's gone.
hmm unless you kick the tires, or not kick the tires, but you say farewell to John Tavares getting a little older. Maybe you want to move off of him, get some value, right, and just keep Nylander. Because of his age, right? He's a little younger, but I think we've seen what this little core that they have going. It's not working. It is not working, and we've seen this year after year. I mean, something's got to change. Someone's got to go. Someone needs to go.
Yeah, and
Shake it
then
up, you
I
know?
mean, like, now you've got like everyone keeps saying core four, core four, core four.
Right,
It's actually core five with Morgan Riley, who
right.
he himself got a nice little raise for seven
Mhm.
and a half million dollars. So
Yeah,
you have all as I mentioned, you would have 40. It would be like sorry, it would be at 52 quick maths, $52.5 million tied up in
right.
four players.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah. It's just not
30
feasible.
30 million to round out 35 million if we're thinking that the cap goes up the maximum amount next year.
Mhm. Right.
$35 million for 19 more players.
Yeah, it's rough. Um, with Toronto, especially because they have not been successful at all
Right.
in the postseason. Like, it's not working. It's not working. Um,
Last year, the first time since '04, they exit the
yeah.
first round.
I mean, that's embarrassing. That is embarrassing for the
20
money
years,
that.
man?
Yeah. I mean,
That's unacceptable.
Right. I mean, Matt Sundin was the last guy that I think of just like being successful, right? But I don't know. It's weird what's going on. Nylander, you're gone.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gone. I mean, I'm interested to see what Toronto does because they've got a couple of paths
Right, right, right.
they can walk right now. Trade William Nylander right now.
Mhm.
I think you could get a boatload of assets because he's only making $7 million right now.
Mhm.
Um, or do you pull like a Columbus Blue Jackets and hang on to your Bobrovsky, hang on to your Panarin, and then just let them walk at the end of the season? Like
It's yeah.
try and go, okay, guys, this is the last dance, truly.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, it's not going to work. We can't do it. We
Mhm.
can't keep you all together. This is it, last dance. Go for it. If you
Mhm.
can't get it done, you know, you know,
Yeah.
throw the GM a bone and really,
Uh,
really give it your all and try and get out of that
mhm.
first round into the second round, into the conference finals, into the Stanley Cup finals, and hopefully bring home, you know, Lord Stanley's Cup. But you need some brass ones to do that. And
Oh yeah. You're
I don't know if True Living is up to task. I think he is because he
uh-huh.
traded away Matt Kachuk, but
Yeah, right, right.
you know
It's
it's tough.
yeah, it's gonna take some cojones, right? But it, I think it would be just very like irresponsible just to hang on, and let them walk towards the end because obviously the extension wouldn't happen, if they're not successful, right? But I think they're going to get some value back. It's probably not going to be as big as they thought, but he's not as big as a player as they thought, right? I mean, you could compare him to a number of players, and I mean, look what line he plays on, and that's probably inflating his numbers just a bit. But it'll be interesting, definitely interesting with willy nilly.
definitely keep an eye on that situation because now that Matthews is signed,
Hmm.
um, I think things are going to get a little wacky.
Oh yeah.
And then some other notes.
Hmm.
Um, Tommy Hawk
Right.
voted the best mascot in the NHL.
Hmm.
Man, round of applause.
Yeah. Uh,
Tommy Hawk. Love that
Tommy
guy.
Hawk, 2023 NHL Mascot of the Year. Uh, I believe the who announced it? Mascot Hall of Fame announced it. But yeah, hey, that's number one in the NHL. Uh, who is the Flyers guy?
Gritty.
Gritty, pretty cool. But
Yeah.
man, Tommy, I mean, can't,
Tommy's classic.
he's classic Tommy. You can't pass him up. You can't.
No. And then there's the newest mascot of Seattle,
Right,
Bowie.
right.
And
Yep.
so Bowie and Gritty are like they've like teamed up to be like a mascot power couple.
Really.
And then yeah, I mean, like, dude, love Gritty, love what
Hmm.
he does. I think he's like, he's just like he's funny looking, he's
Yeah.
funny acting, and
Yep.
for Tommy Hawk to wrestle the annual Gritty Award, I would say,
Yeah.
that's really awesome.
Oh
And
yeah.
I remember I was looking at mascot salaries
Hmm.
because the Denver Nuggets, their mascot, I don't
Yeah.
remember. He's a cougar.
Yeah.
I don't know what his name is.
Hmm.
He gets paid like $650,000 a year, but that's because of the stuff he does.
Yeah.
There's like that infamous video. I think it's from like 2014, maybe 2012, where he
Hmm.
rappels down from the ceiling, but he's too scared and he passes out.
Hmm.
And so he's like his limp body is just getting lowered to the core. Uh,
Yeah.
recommend watching that video. It's really funny.
Yeah.
But
Hey, that's
some other crazy, crazy stuff.
yeah.
The viral one where he goes down to like there's like a woman he goes down to and he like gives her like this little mini teddy bear.
Hmm.
She's like, I don't know what you're doing, dude. Like, no, I don't. And then he keeps getting, then he brings that giant Costco bear down. He just
Yeah.
chucks it at her and is like, that's not going to do it. Then I'm done. I'm out of here.
Yeah. I
And then
mean,
Betty the Bull was number two.
oh,
Uh,
oh, okay,
love
okay.
Benny the Bull. He gets paid like 600 G's a year, I want to say.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That is insane.
And then down a little bit, is Tommy Hawk, and I think he makes around like 400 or $450,000 a year, which is like, hey, you guys
Yeah.
hiring? I
Yeah, not bad for Tommy. Not
yeah,
bad.
let's go, Tommy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you guys have been to games.
Mhm.
If you've been to a game,
Yep.
he is like an integral part of
Oh
the
yeah.
experience. Like he is
Yep.
everywhere, banging on the drum
Yep.
and dumping. I think he dumps popcorn on people too.
Right, right.
I don't think that's just Benny the Bull's thing, but
Yeah. And they have a lot of different like jerseys, little get-ups for him, like theme nights. And hey, that's just tying into his, character, and hey, that's good enough for number 1. He's
yeah,
he's number 1.
when they do that Irish poker game in the at the UC,
Right, right.
where it's like, oh, higher or lower, black or white, or
Yeah,
black or
yeah.
red. He like yeah, they dress him up in the whole
Yeah.
like a dealer,
Yeah, yeah.
like a casino dealer. You're like, oh, dude, Tommy, thanks for dealing tonight. Like
Yeah.
huge help. So that's awesome.
Yeah. Great stuff from Tommy there.
And
Newest
Jason,
member,
newest
yeah.
member of the Blackhawks family.
Jason Dickinson has probably that. It doesn't say it's if it's his first kid or not, but hey, newest addition, Willow Dickinson. So
Nice.
yeah, congrats to
Cool name.
Jason there. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, congrats
Um,
to Jason Dickinson.
Good stuff. Yeah, Hawks have been a little quiet. Last few weeks, not a lot going on, but just a few tidbits. Connor, Mister 98, he put out a random statement. I guess I'm not sure
Yeah,
when this was.
I think it was yesterday, like last
Yeah,
night maybe. But
y- really.
or maybe it was this morning. I don't know. It all the days blend together.
Yeah, or maybe they're just saving up quotes or something. Who knows? But quote here from Connor: "I'm focused on hockey and trying to be better and win games, but I think the best part is just the fan base. I'm really looking forward to seeing that support and everything we have going into this year, and hopefully I'm playing. But that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. Hopefully I'm playing,
Hopefully,
but that'd be
Connor. Yeah,
awesome.
hopefully.
Uh, yeah, and his odds of making the roster are increasing, right, day by day.
Day
But
by day.
but
I think
that's
it's up to
hilarious.
99.6% right now.
Yeah, it's creeping up there for Connor. We'll see if he makes the squad going into the season.
Yeah, and I thought I don't know if we touched on this, but earlier in the off season,
Hmm.
someone asked Connor Bedard, they were like, "Yo, so like, are you going to be like staying with like a vet or like what's going on with your like housing?" Which
Hmm.
kind of a weird question to ask a 17-year-old, but
Right.
17-year-old at the time. But anyway, uh, it turns out his parents are going to move here with him.
Yeah. Hmm.
So they're going to be all, I think it's going to be like one parent at a time type business because he has a sister and I think
Hmm.
she's around college age.
I think so. Right. Right. Right.
And so I think she's either like finishing up high school
Hmm.
or she's going to college somewhere in BC.
Yeah. Yeah. She looked a little older, so probably going to college. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, so maybe she's going to college over there. So I think like the parents are gonna swap, like like the dad and the daughter are gonna be hanging out in BC, and then
Hmm.
mom and Connor are gonna be hanging out, and then mom will take a shift, and whatever.
Yeah.
So they're gonna be, you know, I know someone was saying, whoever like asked the question, I think they had like heard that a vet had offered their place
Yeah.
to Connor,
Yep.
if they wanted to live with him. Uh, but so I just thought that was an interesting tidbit.
Yeah.
You
Definitely.
don't really see that too much, to be honest. I think it's usually like they go stay with the vet or
Hmm.
whatever, maybe like a coach or something.
Yeah.
And so yeah, so Connor Bedard is so humble,
Yep.
and he's going to be 1C, and he's going to be taking a face-off against Sidney Crosby, his childhood idol, and
Hmm.
he's going to have to pinch himself, but that's what's going to happen. So,
Yeah.
um, good for him.
Yeah.
Really excited to see him play. Really
Definitely.
excited for hockey in general, to be honest.
Oh yeah. Some quick news, really quick on Jimmy Hayes, brother of Kevin Hayes. We all know the situation with him a few years ago, but it's been two years since he passed away on this day,
Man,
August
tough.
23rd. Yeah, so seems like lo- longer than that, but hey, it's only 2 years. That's crazy.
Yeah, and he
Yeah,
was on the Blackhawks, wasn't
right. Former draft pick. I believe we did draft him. Yeah,
he? Yeah.
quite a while
Man,
ago.
that's unfortunate. Gone too soon.
Right. Yeah. he was obviously super young still, right?
Yeah.
Just
It's just unfortunate, but,
yeah.
I know his brother Kevin was doing a nice memorial
Mhm.
today, and, I also believe that, um don't quote me on this, but I think he
Mhm.
might have adopted Jimmy's son.
Really?
Like, I mean, obviously, like, his Jimmy's son's mom is still in the picture,
Huh.
so that's why I'm saying don't quote me because she can
Yeah.
definitely just be raising him on her own.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think Jimmy either or, sorry, Kevin, I think he might have, either adopted his son or he's just going to make it, a point to be super involved in his life.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that would be great,
Yeah.
yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I didn't hear about that, but that's interesting. Um, quick prospect news, really quick. There was a scrimmage in Gatineau Olympiques, and Samuel
Mhm.
Savoie was 1 LW, so he was on the first line.
Nice.
Um, that's great to see because he started out, I believe, third line last year, and he was elevated to the top six. I believe he was on the second line,
Hmm.
and he had a nice offensive year. But hey, starting out first line exhibition scrimmage game, not bad versus the Armada. Cool logo, awesome logo, love it.
Yeah, very
Uh,
sweet. Is
great
that
for
where,
Sam. Mhm.
Lafreniere played?
Lafreniere played with the.
No, not the
Um,
Armada, the other one,
he played with,
uh, s Crosby's team.
yeah, something with a
What are
fish.
they called?
Oceanic.
Yes.
Yes. Oceanic. Also, very cool sweaters they got going on over there.
Yeah, I like
Really
those. I
cool.
like their emblem, their logo.
Yeah, they got some good stuff over there. And EP Rinkside, the prospect rankings that we brought up last video, it was 100 through 50, which we had 3 or 4 prospects pop up there. But in the 50 through 26, Kevin Korchinski ranked number 31. Um, I would have thought that
Nice.
he would have been a little higher, right?
Me too.
But hey, it's just a ranking board, and I'm
Right.
not going to look too much into it. But he's obviously an elite prospect, and that makes all the sense here. Oliver Moore came in at 17 in the top 25 here. Frank Nazar, 1 spot above at 16.
Let's go, Frankie.
Frank the Tank at 16. That's 1 spot above Moore, or not 1 spot, but the next spot, right?
Yeah.
Um, and Connor is leading the charge at number one. Obviously, that's that's just
That's
spectacular. That's great.
it's really nice to see that, because I don't think the Blackhawks have been this flush with prospects since probably
Long time.
'08.
Yeah.
I mean, so this is, man, that's great news to hear.
Hmm.
Uh, we'll probably see Frank Nazar on the roster next season,
Hmm.
and we'll see what Oliver Moore does,
Right.
in his freshman year.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
he might be sooner rather than later as well. That might just be 1 year in college, and
Hmm.
hey, we need you, we want you, come on
Hmm.
down.
Yeah. It'll be. We could probably dig into maybe like their ETAs, right? Like their estimated time that they're going to be up in the professional ranks here. But it's interesting with Nazar too. I do expect him to jump up to maybe Rockford next year, and he's going to have some stints with the Hawks next year, right? In the 24-25 season. Frank Nazar, Connor Bedard, and Lucas Reichel. on the ice, or
I'm liking what I'm hearing.
not at the same time, right? Possibly not the same line, but on the team at the same time. That's just crazy to think about, just everything coming true. That's insane. Korchinski bumping up. Oh,
Yeah, that's
yeah, yeah. We could definitely get into this this week if you want. That'd be great
yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
definitely,
hmm
definitely. You got anything else that you wanted to?
That pretty much wraps up all the prospect talk too. So
For sure.
that's good.
Cool. Yeah. So we got an idea for the next episode, and I think we can end it there.
hmm
This has been Chicago Blackhawks Central Hockey Podcast, and I've been your host, Joe Vitali, with Skoks. And I hope you guys have a great weekend, and go Hawks.
Let's go Hawks.